find it's really tricky to get seat to heels and you're a little bit uncomfortable here, you can always place a cushion to sit to behind you, just to open up the backs of the knees and make it a little bit more of a restorative kind of child's pose here. And then take yourself down. Take your head to one side or the other. Incidentally, if you haven't got a bolster, stuff a pillowcase, tie it, bind it maybe with old stockings or tights, and it'll become a really nice solid kind of shape like a bolster. And that's what to use if you cannot buy one. Or rolled up mats, one rolled up in another one. So sometimes I do that in class. So from here, just take your head to one side. Your arms, you can hold the bolster here. A really lovely thing to do though is take them behind, open the shoulders and just take your head down. Come to breathe to the bolster. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. So slow the breath down, be aware of your breathing. Find yourself like a sleeping giant, slumbering, sleeping, long, slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, take your face, your cheek to the other side. And again, come back to your breath. Notice how one side will probably feel different to another. So if you've got one side a little bit tighter, stay longer in it. Open up that shoulder and your neck a little bit more. Maybe revisit the side you feel you need to stretch more. And then when you're ready, just place the hands underneath your shoulders. Again, you could even inhale here, eyes shut and push up, inhale up. Exhale, soften the body. And again, you just get straight back into a zone. The more that you do that within a practice, whether it's vinyasa and moving in flows, when you have the opportunity, when you come out of them, or within sort of the gentle yoga, which we're practicing here, the better. The more that you go within yourself as you shut your eyes. If you have your eyes open, you see everything that's around you, and your brain is computing like Billy-O. When you close your eyes, you're able to feel way more. And this is when maybe thoughts travel in, colours that come. You just close your eyes and just enjoy them. The skipping across your eyes. It takes me back to being in a classroom, shutting my eyes, not being very good at school, and almost going into meditations when I was sitting. I didn't realise that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing, shutting my eyes and seeing colours come. All right, from here, let's take ourselves into a forward fold. So you can take your hands to the bolsters, tuck the toes and take yourself up to a fold here. A little shake of the head, loosen up. Perhaps take yourself into gazing pose if that's a little bit too deep. So you could be here. Find the breath. So we're going to stretch perhaps maybe one side of the body and you play back to do the left side. A little bit like the shoulder strap stretch that I showed you. Just play it back and then it just keeps the video short, and then we can upload them and you can receive them quicker. Network is very busy at the moment, as you know. Right, so I'm just having a little rock through my hands to my feet through the bolster here. Really lovely thing to do. So we're going to take to a series of lunges now. So what I'm going to do is going to come down onto the ground. I'm tucking my toes here, so I'm getting a really lovely toe stretch, and I can rock from side to side. Final bit of stretch to the little toes if you can. So just work into the little toes. We don't stretch our feet enough, and it really affects our posture. Another lovely thing to do here would be to actually stretch your ankles. So if you wanted to, you could untuck your toes. That might be enough for you here. Or it could be that you lift your knees and stretch the front of your ankles. Possibly even using a block, or take to a bolster if you need a little bit of support there. So hold these as long as your body feels it's right for you. Come out of them whenever you need to. Find deeper breaths, and perhaps again that feeling of closing the eyes and containment at any opportunity that you can. When you feel that that deep stretch is enough for you, as I say, come on out. Tuck the toes again. Take yourself into a little child's pose. We'll use the bolster just for a bit of support, like so. We're going to take this stretch into a lunge. So if you take the bolster ahead of you again, perhaps, like we had before. And I'm going to stretch through now with my front legs. The front leg comes around, so whatever leg you do first, make sure you do the other. So I'm using my bolster as a bit of support here. Don't have to, but it's quite a nice thing to do. The other thing that's really nice is if you notice my toe is tucked at the back, and I can actually lift out of that a little bit if I need to, if that feels a little bit too much on my knee. Again, tiny little rock maybe through the bolster. You just feel a little bit more, and perhaps if you close the eyes. Breathe deeper, send the heart forwards, and feel the release, the sensation that's traveling to the hip, the opening of the hip. When you're ready, start to take the hip back. So slowly hinge the hip. When I say slowly, I mean really slowly. Even close the eyes as you do this. Take yourself so that the leg goes long at the front. It could be that your knee and leg doesn't straighten out and it's bent. That's fine. Just stick your bum out. Okay? So instead of rounding, you're opening up the chest. Leg can be straight if you can. Use the bolster for support. Send the heart forwards. Find your stretch where you feel it's right for you. So it used to be that when I did this stretch, my foot would absolutely shake like crazy, and it doesn't so much anymore. But it's about addressing central nervous system, deepening the stretches, grounding generally. So I wasn't very grounded when I first started yoga, and I find that I'm increasingly getting more and more grounded as I go. Couldn't recommend it more highly, as you know. Look through the brow, lengthen through the neck as much as you can. So think about your spine being long. Heart forwards. So what we do one side, remember to do the other. Take the weight forwards now into a lunge. So this time you could even lift the back knee if you wanted to. Notice my foot is on the outside and my shoulder is kind of connected on the inside to my leg, my arm. If it feels a little bit too intense, you can just take the knee down and hold it here. Untuck the back toe if you wanted to, if you prefer. Send a heart forwards. So notice that you could be rolling forwards. Send a heart forwards, send outward. Loved your day. Comes from the right place, a good place. The longer, the slower that you breathe within this stretch, the more that you will feel and the more release you will feel. So anyone that knows me knows that I love lunges. I love a humble lunge. I love a humble lunge. Doesn't have to be fancy, all the shapes in yoga, to actually feel more probably from this than you would something that's completely dynamic. So a lunge is a really beautiful stretch. That and child's pose. If you just did lunges and child's poses, great. A few forward folds, and even better. Okay, from here, just slowly hinge back. Again, straighten up the leg. Keep the hips nice and square, your chest square to your mat. You might be able to stretch a little bit more into that now, perhaps. Otherwise, keep yourself up and flat back, long neck. Breathe. Some of you might even go a little bit deeper. Entirely up to you. Encourage the stretch by opening up the heart as much as you can, spreading the toes and lifting the foot there, the arch of the foot rather. Deeper breathing. Notice the kneecaps might lift. Try and let the leg be heavy in the stretch. So you could dance between these two postures as many times as you so wished. But to really finish off a beautiful stretch here would be to take to a deeper lizard. So there are ways of doing this that are absolutely lovely. I think to keep the bolsters a great idea. Eventually some of you might even get to the point where your elbows are to the ground. Otherwise, use a yoga block or two to use your elbows to then gradually go braid down to a deeper stretch. Lizard, a deeper lizard, you would hold for no more than really a minute. They really are quite intense. So have a go, see how long you can hold it for. And then when you're ready, you just take back to a child's pose with your bolster. So I'm going to hold this lizard for thereabouts a minute. So I'm going to lift up my back leg, send the heel away to open up my hip as much as I can there. My hands can come down to the ground and I can even move my bolster away. Now this is the important part here, is to take down now. So you take down to your deepest stretch. So I'm going to hold this for a minute. Entirely up to you where you go. So find a deeper breath. Keep your knee nice and close to your shoulder. Close the eyes and come to lovely, long, slow, deep breaths here. Lizard has a habit of raking up stuff from the past. So if it comes up, acknowledge it. Nearly there. Just got about 15 seconds left. Slowly, and I mean really slowly, release the knee down. Now this is the biggest mistake I find, where I've noticed in being in classes, people move out of positions way too quickly. So gently take yourself up if you're deep down. Now I will do this with my eyes closed, and maybe if you practice this video a few times you'll be doing the same. I want to slowly take the hip very gently back. This is where you're opening the doors. Eyes closed if you can, containment. The slower you go with this, the better. A little stretch on the front leg there perhaps, but really where we're taking this to is child's pose. So coming down, maybe finding that bolster. Containment. In your own time, this is again what you would do. Stay within the posture for as long as you can. As long as you do both sides, remember. Then your hand's going to come up, inhale up. Eyes shut there. And sit within yourself. When you're ready and in your own time, this is when you let the light back in and see what you see. Always look for the good, something that lifts you. There's a million things. It's only if you're prepared to look and see them.